So what do you think Billy Gunn never got a push in the WWE?
Look, it's a really interesting question. I mean, logically, I just don't know. I mean, I think Billy Gunn had so much talent. He had all the skills that a WWE champion should have. You know, he was a great athlete, great wrestler, great on the microphone, and I don't know why Vince McMahon never gave him a bigger push. I know he was around when Stone Cold and The Rock were at their height, but I still think, you know, around 2001, 2002, he should have gotten a better push. What do you reckon?
He won the King of the Ring. What year was that?
That was 1999. He defeated Kane in the final match.
99. So they made him King of the Ring. I think he was going okay for quite a while, but then he sort of went downhill after that.
Yeah.
They really should have pushed him. Honestly, I don't know why. I mean, Billy Gunn is a really good athlete. Still is, actually. You could still get several years out of him. He could still make a good run. It was surprising to me. He was part of the Generation X. He had an amazing tag team with Road Dogg Jesse James. It beats the hell out of me, Daniel. I got no idea why they didn't push him. I mean, do you reckon it was something he did wrong, or something backstage to do with politics, or?
Well, quite possibly politics behind stage. Look, we will never know. You know, we're not a part of the company, but look, you know, I think it's one of those companies where obviously McMahon has his favourites. Look, why Triple H got a push around that time, you know, 1998, 1999, and not Billy Gunn. Obviously, being with the boss's daughter helped, but it's a shame, you know, 'cause I think Billy Gunn would have made a great champion. If you look at the main event, Triple H versus Chris Jericho at was WrestleMania 18. Man, Triple H versus Billy Gunn would have been a lot better, because that main event was a joke. Triple H versus Jericho, that was horrible.
I tell you what, Jericho, you know, he's a great talent. I'll take nothing away from him.
I'm a big fan of his as an Intercontinental champion around that mark.
I don't think he deserved the main event of WrestleMania. I just don't think so. Not Chris Jericho. Put him in the second last match or the third last match of the WrestleMania card. Now they do have 2 world titles. He could have done something there, but at that time, put him in the main event for the Undisputed Championship, walking in as champion. Nah, I don't think so.
I agree, and it just looked. I mean, I don't think there would have been any person going into that match actually believed he had a chance to beat Triple H. I mean, you just look at the size difference, and you know, look, I'm a big Y2J fan, have been, you know, forever, but like you said, to main event WrestleMania, you know, it was really disappointing. And any time when the headline match, The Rock vs. Hogan, was the headline, and rightfully so, The Rock vs. Hogan, but the headline should always be the main event. You're playing for the heavyweight, the WWE title. And it was a disappointing end to what was a pretty good WrestleMania.
I agree. And honestly, I think it was a piss-poor match, Chris Jericho versus Triple H. I think it should have been Austin versus Triple H. We all know that Triple H didn't want to lay down there. That was really frustrating. And honestly, quite frankly, I don't think Austin wanted to work with him. So we got Chris Jericho and Triple H instead. Well, could have been worse, you know, but Jericho didn't deserve that spot. And Billy Gunn, I reckon he should have got that shot. I reckon he would have been a lot better than Chris Jericho. You got Dolph Ziggler now. You know, poor man's Billy Gunn. No, you're the one who says that. Poor man's Billy Gunn.
My opinion, nothing against Dolph Ziggler.
No,
I think he's okay, but
you know, take nothing away from Dolph Ziggler, but I do think he got a point. He reminds us a lot of a lot younger Billy Gunn. I just wish Billy Gunn got the push that Dolph Ziggler was getting. And honestly, Dolph Ziggler isn't really getting a push now anymore. He was getting one at the start, not so much now. Who knows how WWE think? I think that's the problem. I think Dolph Ziggler got a bit of a push. He got a taste of gold a number of occasions. Now he's taken the back seat. Billy Gunn never got that chance. And it just shows how stupid WWE can be.
Talking about WrestleMania main events, because I'm talking about the Triple H versus Jericho. If you go 2 years before WrestleMania 16 in 2000, the Fatal 4-Way, a lot of people I've spoken to didn't like the Fatal 4 McMahon every corner. I thought it was unpredictable and really good. Great build-up. Unfortunately, the end of that match was really disappointing. And if any of you old-school wrestling fans remember Backlash 2000, where Stone Cold made his return, came out with the chair, took them all out, The Rock, People's Elbow victory. In my opinion, obviously I'm biased, I'm a massive fan of Stone Cold and The Rock, my favourite wrestling match of all time, and that should have been the ending to WrestleMania 16. Have Stone Cold return. You know, you got Vince McMahon turns on The Rock, they're beating up The Rock, Austin comes, chair shots, you know, The Rock, People's Elbow. That would have been one of the most memorable WrestleMania endings of all time. Who remembers Backlash 2000? Very few people do, and for that epic match, should have been at WrestleMania. What do you think?
I agree, Daniel. I reckon it should have been at WrestleMania. I reckon it should have been The Rock versus Triple H at WrestleMania, one-on-one. have Austin come out. Vince McMahon would try and screw The Rock, give him a chair shot. Austin will save the day. That would have been a lot better. You know, they decided to do it at Backlash, and honestly, I mean, we're not going to forget Backlash because we're from that era, and we'll always remember it. Hell, we still have it laying around on VHS. But the new generation, who knows about Extreme Rules, or who knows about all the other pay-per-views? WrestleMania is the granddaddy of them all. And for them to do it at Backlash a month later, because Triple H was too stubborn to lose in the main event of WrestleMania, I just think that was a piss-poor decision by WWE and by the chairman of the company.
Definitely agree, and it just shows that unfortunately, had they known what was best for WrestleMania, you know, they would have gone with a different ending. But unfortunately, from what I gather, I could be wrong, but it seemed like Triple H did not want to lose that match, and it's a shame because he ended up losing to Batista. I mean, Batista beat him for the heavyweight title at WrestleMania. The Rock couldn't pin him. So look, it's just strange when Triple H decides to lay down in other matches, but The Rock couldn't, pin him at WrestleMania. But that's McMahon's decision, and it is what it is.
I mean, Triple H has pretty much not lost to anybody at WrestleMania except Undertaker and Batista. And you got to think, Undertaker, it goes without saying.
And John Cena made him.
John Cena, that is correct, John Cena. But Batista, why would you want to lose to Batista? I guess at the time he was up and coming. He'd won the Royal Rumble. But Triple H doesn't lose to a lot of guys, and it's really annoying. He reminds me of a fucking Hogan back in the day. He reminds me of a fucking Hogan. Doesn't want to lose to anyone. Now that Triple H is now finally he's taken a back seat, at least in the corporate sense. Now he's backstage wearing a suit. He still gets involved in matches. The SummerSlam, it had to be about Triple H. You know, they couldn't have a one-on-one clean fight, Cena and Daniel Bryan. So I don't know, Triple H and the whole McMahon family. I don't know what they're doing, but look, they're not drawing 3.0s anymore, Daniel. They're doing 2.9s. Dare I say 2.8s? They really got to up in their game. They got to get their finger out of their ass. Unfortunately,
they've got no competition. TNA is struggling, as we spoke about on a previous video, so they're able to continue their ways and get away with it. But I agree. He should not have been the referee in that SummerSlam main event, which was a great pay-per-view and a good match. But like you said, I think he just kind of weaseled the limelight, and I think you're right. It should have been just the two of them with an ordinary referee and let them battle it out.
Well, Triple H always seems to steal the spotlight from people, but, we see Rob Van Dam, he's come back. Now, he's, mid-40s, I'd say, 41, perhaps. Yeah, he's come back, and he's actually got a world title shot against Alberto Del Rio at Night of Champions, coming up next month, actually. And if Rob Van Dam can come back, do you reckon Billy Gunn might have a chance? Do you reckon Billy Gunn could come back now at his age? What would it be, mid-43, 44? Could be a bit younger, I'm not too sure. Do you reckon he's got one more run in him? Do you reckon they could give him that push he never got?
He could come back. I think, in terms of his age, it's not a problem. But if they use him properly, if they're going to use him the way they used him in the past, there's no point. Rob Van Dam, they use him well. The fans love him. But Billy Gunn, what's the point of bringing him back the way he was before? It would be no point.
That's right. If they bring him back, at the moment, I believe he's an agent working down at NXT. But if they do bring him back for one more run, if they do the same thing as what they're doing with Rob Van Dam now, I'm sure Billy Gunn's got some sort of chance.